Hello everyone, so let's take a look at the market and wrap it up, right? Last week, as you know, from the Cycle Edge report, we got all the trade days, the trade hours from the website as well. So let's do the wrap up as usual. Now, on the 3rd of August, from the 3rd to the 7th of August, as you know, I put all the trading hours for the full month of August, as you can see here, on the 30th of July. So already you know what day and what hours of the day the market is going to make a turn or a push in there. So let's see. You can take a screenshot. Monday, Tuesday, there was no video because I was on the road going from the summer house up into the hazelnut country up north. So no videos on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I don't work on Fridays, so no video then as well. Sometimes, even though I do. Now, so those are the hours. So let's take a look at gold quickly. For gold, what did I say? Well, in the weekly insight, like we always do, right? What's the first thing we do when we prepare for the week? We check the weekly insight. So we go to the weekly insight. Let's go to the weekly insight. Here it is. This is the weekly insight for Sunday 2nd of August to Saturday 8th of August. And here, as you can see, we've got top picks Friday and Thursday. This is for gold. So 7th and the 6th of August, right? And let's take a look at the 6th and the 7th of August. That is the 6th and the 7th of August. There, as you can see, the market going all the way into 6 and 7. Friday had a 3-star day. So, but what about this big rush? You might be thinking, well, let's relax, because you guys know from the previous Cycle Edge report, which is in the archive, as you know here, you can download and check it out, what the previous week's swing days were. Now, but in addition, in August, we also have macro events. So this is just a summary. All you have to do is take a look at the weekly insight and check out the days. So we've got Friday and Thursday. They're up further ahead. So what can we do? Well, if I've got days on Thursday, Friday, it means any move that I get, I can highly likely follow it all the way in there. So I don't have to rush the trade. I don't have to do any panic mode trading. We just follow it through. So Monday, look what it's telling me. Look, Monday the 3rd of August and then the Wednesday the 5th of August. It's already telling me what's going to happen way before it happens. On Monday, I'm going to have a fast cycle, entries extreme range, explosive momentum rallies, leverage flushes, liquidations. So the market is going to look to liquidate. It's going to look to make some explosive moves, and it's going to set up. And our trading days are going to be like Thursday, Friday, swing days, Thursday, Friday. What does that tell us? Well, if we're going to do something crazy on Monday, we should be going into Thursday, Friday with it. Then I've got Wednesday. Fast cycle crosses the midline. Cycle shift. Momentum flip in Forex, metals, and risk on capital flows. Fast cycle reaches its vertical extreme, vertical crest, pinpoint, swing highs and lows. That's a Thursday. And that's it. All right. And up here we've got Friday, Thursday. So we're just going to go into it. Now, the rest of the things down here, you don't have to worry about if you haven't taken cycle calculations from me. So don't worry about it. If you haven't taken it, all you have to do is check out the weekly insight. And then come Monday, we take a look at the daily insight. All right, here we go. Monday. So we have an apex here. Peak 27-way signal. So we want to be making sure moves run cleanly, low friction, trap-like reversal, sustained pressure, and a trap-like reversal, giving me time zones. And here I've got some Monday specific for gold. and Monday general trade hours. As you can see, these are general trade hours. These are specifically for gold. So let's plug these in, shall we? Okay, so I've put the trading hours in there, and we're just gonna follow through. Okay. Now, what does it say for Monday? Now, remember, on Monday, from the weekly insight, we understood that there's going to be volatility in the market. It's coming up. Our trading days are Thursday, Friday. Friday's a gain day, because if you come to Friday here, you can see Friday's a gain day. Okay, so we're going somewhere. The market is going to gain. So that's a high location. On Thursday, I also have, look at that, Thursday is also a gain day. And Thursday, Friday, the market's telling me, well, look, we're going to extremes, which is what we read in the weekly insight. So let's just get in there. I've put the trading hours for Monday and for gold, okay, according to here, in the 15-minute chart here, right? So as you can see, now this is the 15-minute chart. This is my kind of setup. As you know, I have the weekly highs, lows, the opening of the day. For me, the opening of the day is really important because it kind of gives direction. And so what I want to know is, where we're opening. Is there a gap when we're opening? And the previous week, what did we do as a high and a low, and so on. So here we are. Now this is Monday. These are the trading hours. Now, as you can see from the IDT as well here at the top, I've got a break below failed. So this was the stop sweep that failed. Market comes up. It's a trading hour. From here, market goes up. Now remember, Monday, according to our Cycle Edge software, is an important day. It's an apex. All right. So from here onwards, we are expecting the market to not go below there. If we're going to go up, we shouldn't go below there. We can do a stop sweep, but we must not close there, because otherwise then we have to think the other way around. So we understand that the market has failed the break and the sellers are trapped. Fine. Now what? Well, the market's still going sideways, but as you can see on Tuesday, the market is not coming down to these levels or going any lower. At trade hours, they're buying. Trade hours, buying. Trade hours, buying. Trade hours. Okay, and then market sizzles down into closing. So let's take a look at Monday and let's see what the market said. All right, so let's just follow it through. It says, look, trap-like reversal from, let's say, 4 to 8. Sustained pressure until 1240, from 11 to 1240, and then I've got a trap-like reversal 420 to 730. So let's check it out. Let's see how that panned out. So this is, do I need this? No, I don't. I'll just do it here. Right, so I've got 3:55 to 8 o'clock. So this is my 3:55 is here. Look, 3:55 starts on that bar. From here to 8 o'clock, trap-like reversal, going into 7:45. 8 o'clock is there, right? So the market is down and up. You can see these little traps in the market. They're selling off, okay? And if you sold here, like at the kind of like push down, you're going to get trapped. See how they're screwing everybody over. Then market comes into 8 o'clock, right? We said 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is here, right? So they're pushing, pulling, pushing all the way. So trapping everybody out. And then I've got 11:15 to 12:40. I've got sustained pressure. 11 here, 11:15 until 12:40. I've got sustained pressure. So the market isn't really going anywhere. This is your 12:40. And then I have from 4:20 to 7:30 trap-like reversal. So let's see when that's coming in. Look, this is 4:20 is here. 4:20 to 7:30, and that's your 7:30 here, right? At 7:45, 7:30. So from 4:20, look what they've done. Push the market down, stop sweeped that low here, Okay, let's see that you guys can see here as well. There, okay, stop sweep that low. Market goes up and then it just pushes to the upside. All right, and according to our trading hours for Monday, as you know, you guys, you could just take a screenshot. These trading hours are general for any asset, okay? And as you can see, I've got here 7:45. If there is direction, it can go to closing. And 7:45, it's gone to closing. Market then going sideways, but it's not coming down. So on Tuesday, we've broken out. What have we broken out of? The resistance of Monday. Okay, so that's your Monday high, Monday low, breakout. So now we're going to the upside, and these are your trading hours. You can see here. Look, you again, once again, if you just read the comments, it'll help you out. I'm not saying they're 100% correct all the time, but they're highly likely correct. And it gives you a heads up as to when not to trade if there's something dodgy happening. So let's take a look at Tuesday. Now, what do I have here? I've got 8:50 to midnight sustained pressure. That's the only thing it's given me here. It's a routine day, so all I have to do is just basically follow through. 8:50 to midnight. Let's check it out. 8:50 to midnight. This is your 8:50. 8:50 to midnight is closing. So here it's got that comment here. As you can see, sustained pressure. So market's gone up to as far as it can into 8:50, which is just there. As you can see, 8:50 is there, and that's pretty much the high. 8:50, 9 o'clock is there, and it's just under pressure until midnight. Okay, and then we have Thursday. Let's take a look at Thursday comments. This was, by the way, printed on the 23rd of July at 4 p.m. So on the 23rd of July, I already knew the flows of the market. This is for every asset that we're doing here on Global Trader Club. We also have custom analysis if you're doing something out of the box. Now, Thursday, look, Thursday, it's peak. This is going to be important for us. So what's happening? Vector day, routine and gain. So Thursday, Friday, we're looking for peaks now as the market is like pushing through. Gain, strategic increase, favors continuation. What does that tell you? If the market pulls back, retraces, get in. All right? So look for places where you can get in. Alert windows, trap like reversal, momentum push continuation. Let's see how that all worked out. And I've got trap like reversal, trap like reversal. So, and those were, and we only had 521 and it was a gain day. So important to read these things, right? It's telling you, you know, favors continuation. So I don't want to be standing in front of it trying to sell it, because some guy said to me, oh, shall we sell? Well, it doesn't say sell. It says we're going to peaks and Friday is a gain day. So don't get all excited. Also, we're going to take a look at the daily chart in a minute. I'll show you why you should not have sold. It's not a place to sell. It's just telling us, look, well, I'm favoring continuation. If there's a place for me to get in, let's get in. And where can I get in? Well, I need to look at, this is going to be London, trap like reversal. This is going to be New York, trap like reversal. If I find a low price, any kind of intraday retracement, I want to just get in. Okay. And like I said, we'll take a look at the technical analysis in a minute. So let me just get this out of the way. And this is your Thursday. Well, let's take a look at Thursday. Look what the market's doing. Immediately in Asia, they're selling off. All right. And this is New York. What did I have for London? We had 9:35 to 1 o'clock, didn't we? And we had trap like reversal from 1 o'clock. Look, from 1 o'clock This is Thursday, 1 o'clock. This is your 1 o'clock here. Opening, right? 1 o'clock all the way into 305, trap-like reversal. This is, whoopsie daisy, that's your 3 o'clock. See how the market's going up. Trap-like reversal. So anybody who sold here, trapped out here. And then we have a trade hour at 5:15, remember? From your trading hours, market selling off. And then what do I have? I've got 9:35 to 1 o'clock trap-like reversal. 9:35 is there. Trap-like reversal into 10 past 1. Where's 10 past 1? This is your 10 past 1, guys, all right? So market comes in, another trap-like reversal, like pushing the market up and then sizzling down, cooling off. And then I've got 425 to 545, 425. I'll look at this one. This is your 425 here somewhere. This is your 425 right here. Right, 425, trap-like reversal. Look at that. Okay. Let me show you with this so you're all good. 425 is on that bar right at the bottom. That's your 425 into 545 trap-like reversal. This is your 545 trap-like reversal. Bang, market coming down again. You see how these things are just like happening, all right? And that's it. Now, if you add to your trading hours, what's going on, right? So Thursday, it's a gain day. Market is still to the upside. We are favoring a continuation. And then comes in Friday. Strategic increase favors continuation. So on Thursday and Friday, we're looking to get in the direction. It favors continuation. Who would tell you that? From the 23rd of July. Right, let's see. Mind you, I posted it on the 30th of July, but nevertheless, it's early. Right, so here's a gain day, right? So it says vector day, gain, strategic increase, favors continuation, 130, 430, flash breakout volatility, 430 to 8, flash breakout volatility. If I know this in advance, what do I want to do? I was like, well, wait a minute, we've got a gain day, we want to continue, let's set it up. Here it is, guys. Your flash breakout volatility coming in, flash breakout, okay, flash, and it's going all the way into that trading hour over there. Okay, now that's the timing part on a 15-minute chart. At Global Trader Club, what are we going to do with it? How we're going to handle it on the daily chart? Well, look, on the daily chart, if you're using the indicators, I'll do a video on indicators today as well, on every specific one of them, so it's all clear. Even if you're not using indicators, let's just do a blank chart. Let me just get rid of this, turn this off. I'm going to turn the volume profile off. I'm going to turn the timing profile off as well. And even if you're not using TSM, let's just turn this off. Let's say you're not using any of my indicators, which you don't have to. Where are you going to trade off on a trading day? I always say, if you took technical analysis from me, guys, look at the places where the market bought heavy, sold heavy, because they are your levels. In other words, you can say, what's the cause and consequence? What price level caused the market to break out, to shift? And the only thing you have to do, if the market is here, right, which is like here on the first week of August, where did they buy heavy? All right, 3 days up. If I come back, I say, oh, look, this zone is a place where the market shifted. So this zone, this red bar, is the cause for this break, for this break, for this gap fill. It never came back. It retraced to go up. So this is your cause bar. If I tighten this up, all you have to do is just mark in places where they bought heavy, sold heavy. Take that candle, extend it. That's your kill zone. That is all. If you don't want to use any indicators, if you want to just use a blank chart, that's it. This is where they bought heavy. And then, what's my trade day? Well, the trade day is Monday, going into Thursday, Friday. Well, where's my Monday? That's your Monday. Well, how do I know if it's going to turn or not? Because sometimes people say, well, Marty, is it definitely going to turn on a Monday going into Thursday, Friday? Well, look, guys, if it was that definite, okay, I'd be richer than Warren Buffett, okay, but it isn't. But let's face it, if I understand we have a situation here, there's only one thing I have to do. This is my swing day. What's going to give me the sign? I can just draw my trend line and I can break it out. That's all I have to do. You can do it this way, or you can box it in, like I always show. What is a box in? If I have a place where the market sold off recently, bought recently, that's my box. If I break out, I'm breaking out. Where am I going? First place is the cause, okay, for the breakout, the big push. Where's the wick? That's the wick. Where's the blue bar? That's the blue bar. Where's the extension? All the way into the future. Whoops, too much extension. All right, there you go. And that's where we are. If you were to use the TSM, just the TSM, only the TSM, right? Let's say you're not using anything else. Let's say you just have a straight line where the market bought before, and this is your resistance where they sold before. We're going in a sideways market. You don't know where we're going. If you got your TSM, you know where we're going. Why? Because the market's going sideways, but your TSM is saying, listen, man, I'm not going sideways. I'm going upways. I am going up. You might be going sideways, but we are not going sideways. We are going up. Okay, that's called a divergence. Yes. How's that going to help me? Any indicator can show me divergence. You're right, but not any indicator is going to give you a price. So TSM is going to give you a price. Now this is according to the latest setups. Let's take a look at the weekly, because the weekly won't change. Well, there's your weekly look. TSM gave us a price of 33 in the beginning of the week. 4,053. 4,053. Is it 4,053? Down here. So let's take a look at 4,053 in the beginning of the week. 4,053 is right here. This is the weekly TSM price. Okay, 4,053. So it's pretty much like where the market opened up, right? So that's good to know. Anything above that going to the upside is fine. One more thing is this. Whenever you have a number, you can always add your own, like I did. And that would have given you 4,017 up here. If you know how to use TSM, it's a lifesaver. And it'll really make a change in the way you trade, especially if you like to, if you don't like breakouts. I hate breakout trading. I do it on a good buy kiss if it comes back. Okay. Other than that, I like to buy and sell on the lines at the right time. So if I know 4,017 is on the radar, I got 4,053, which TSM is giving. I got 4,017, which is my own line giving me 4017 is down here. This is my kill zone. So in this range, something should happen and I should be a buyer in this range. And that's coming off my weekly. Every week when a weekly bar opens, if there's a need for a change in the setup, this will change automatically. It will give you pricing. And you see the targets here. Look, target 1, 2, 3. We've got another target up there. Price target there on the weekly. So I don't have to rush the trade. 4,293. That was a good target. And we still have targets up there. That 4,293, let's check it out. You'll see that's where the market paused for a little bit. 4,293 is right there. All right. See how the market retraced from there? It's a target. So if you know your targets up in advance, you come up here and then you say 4,293. Freaky. It's a trade hour as well at this price. Market just sizzles down, come all the way down. If it needs to break out again, look what it's doing. It's breaking out at a trade hour. Now you're pushing even more. Where to? You know where to go to. Look, your next level is 51. So 51 is 4,352. 4,352 is right there. That was your zone for your second target. And look what's happening. Market went up to 75, 71, and immediately the price is under that, 4,352. It's just closing underneath it. So it's a good target. So if you get your targets right, you just set it and that's it. Forget it. And then that will also reduce your trading stress because you know where you're going. So if you can draw, you can draw your TSM lines, and if you don't know how to draw them, obviously the system does it for you. But it's good to know because, like for example, when I measured on Thursday as well, when Friday opened, I said how far we can go, and I did this. And that gave me like 4,350 there, as you can see, right? And I said, okay, that's pretty close to this 4,352 level. Okay, so we should expect the market to pause there or around there. And that was like pretty much what it did. So anybody like going into there, you could have gone into there. You could have like bought into there on that day because you understand that that's, on the weekly and on the daily TSM level. So that was like the way to go. And any breakout on the TSM, you're just gonna like really flow with it because it's gonna do it day to day, and it's gonna give you pricing day to day. So weekly, monthly, daily. So doing your technical analysis accordingly is the best way to go about it. And all you have to do after everything is you can just delete it off. All right. And that's it. See, on the weekly and the daily, I keep my DNS indicators on, because it just tells me the zones. It tells me where the gaps are. This is, for example, a low, it's a low quality one. So this will probably break out. This is a gap zone. This is a gap zone. See where the market bought on Thursday on that zone, going to the upside. Also, day by day, you can follow any breakout. If it breaks out a TSM indicator price, I do not stand in front of it. Somebody said, can I sell on Thursday, Friday? I said, look, when the market has broken a TSM resistance level or a support level, I wouldn't stand in front of it. I just let the market cool off. Same with the weekly. I mean, if at a weekly support level, even if I have no timing on a weekly support level, it's good to go long. It's good to plan your trade that around this zone we should be going long because that's a support zone and that's it. Do I have a trading day? Yes. When is it? Monday. That's it. Even if you wait till the end of Monday, let's say you waited till the end of Monday, right? Here's your Monday. You waited till the end of Monday, no problem. That's your Monday. The market did a low. Now, where can you get in? You can get in at a breakout. You can get in at a breakout pullback. I don't like entering at breakouts, but a pullback, I'm good to go. Why? Because it's cheaper and your risk afterwards covering your trade and moving forward with a profit, your risk is low and your gains are higher. And that's it. So you got timing, you got pricing, you know the trade days, you know the trade days we are going into. Okay, so all the way from Monday to Thursday, Friday, and the report is telling you, listen, it's a gains day. Why? Why? I don't know, he wanted to sell, but it's telling you here it's a gain day. Right, and it's telling you, look, I'm favoring continuation. So obviously this price wants to go somewhere. So when it wants to go somewhere, what are you going to do? You got to say, okay, where's this going to go to? Well, where are my targets? Targets are here. If you're not, like I said, if you're not using TSM, that's fine. Draw your own, draw your own levels. Say, you know what? This is where they sold before. Let me box in this place. When it gets here, I'm out. Okay. So using the timing report, cycle edge, plus your technical analysis, like, bingo trade. Now, I'm not going to do every asset, in the weekly wrap up, but I gave you the general hours. And for everything with the euro, dollar, Bitcoin, SP 500, Dow Jones, NASDAQ. I did a NASDAQ example last week from preparation to results. You can also check it out. But with the euro dollar as well, let's check out the days and see. The hours are going to be pretty much the same, but let's take a look at the weekly insight. So you know what's going on. All you have to do is, first of all, read the weekly insight. So I've got a Friday and a Tuesday, both 3 stars. Great. So on those 2 days, I want to trade out. So what am I looking at here? Well, I got Monday, fast cycle enters extreme range, explosive momentum, rallies, leverage flushes, liquidation. So this was like pretty much gold, wasn't it? And I've got Wednesday, Thursday here, fast cycle, cross the middle line, cycle shift, momentum flipping, Forex. Okay, great. Fast cycle matches its vertical extreme, vertical crest, pinpoint, swing highs, lows on a Thursday. And I've got Tuesday and Friday. So let's see what happened on a Tuesday and a Friday. So let's go to the euro dollar example here, euro dollar chart. Tuesday, Friday. All right, so this is the daily. And you can also see a trade on this one. I entered that trade and I showed it as well. Tuesday into Friday. And here are some of my lines, as you can see, with pricing, which I can now get rid of. Okay, so euro dollar, also nice and easy. Tuesday, Wednesday going up there. And then I've got Friday here as well. Now that's made a high. And look, all you have to do is just, if you know technical analysis, you don't, you just draw your lines. That's all I do. Where they bought, where they sold. If this thing comes back, obviously you want to go long with it. We're outside of a box. We'll also check out the weekly. Look at the targets here. Again, breakout. Look how the price panned out. I drew that line bottom to bottom. Market touches the line and just booms off. And that's it. The previous weeks, look, that's where the trade day was in July. From there, breaking out, pushing all the way into there, buying again into Friday. So knowing the days, the hours, you're just going to rock and roll. Let's take a look at whatever you want. Bitcoin. I think we had Saturday to Saturday on this one. Let's check it out. I think it's there. So from Saturday, August of 8, August, Sunday. Okay, so 2nd of August to the 8th of August. Let's check it out. Now remember, with timing, you want to match time and price. So your technical analysis and your trade day, needs to align. And then you get a price, you have an intraday scenario as to what's going on, and you just, build it. Let's take a look at the daily like this. So from Sunday to Saturday. So today's Sunday. Look, this is your Sunday. That should be the 2nd, right? Here, sorry, it's that one. All the way into, Saturday. That's your Saturday. Right there. Today's a Sunday, market turning around. All the way in there. Just following through. And you see how tricky this place is. Because this zone is chop zone. Look what's happening with the market. Up, down, up, down. So, just having this on your hand, saying, well, listen, if I trade this, I'll just follow it through, and then I'll match it to my prices, obviously. And look, so you have a setup already, and the market is like turning around. So just get out. It's breaking the support, taking out the liquidity, because there's liquidity here. So it looks like that's where we're heading. All right. But if you just, check out what you're doing and your pricing, match it to the days, and if your technical analysis setups, the setup that you guys use, that you're good at, if you're using them, then that's just fine. You don't have to even use my indicators. Just do what you need to do. All right, I hope that helps. This is the same for the indices as well, so I don't want to go over the whole thing, and then it becomes a 1-hour video and none of you guys watch it for an hour anyway. But if you're trading at the club, I seriously recommend you watch all of the videos in full, because it gives you an understanding of what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. All you have to do is on your daily chart, according to your technical analysis, match the trade day. Say, this is the trade day. Where would I buy or sell? Did they sell here before? Did they buy here before? If yes, that's your kill day. Inside your kill day, look at your intraday technical analysis. If I'm going to buy, are there any traps? If I'm going to buy, are there any low off yesterday, low of the week, low of the month zones there? If I'm using the indicators, what's my TSM telling me? What price is it giving me for the week, for the day? If yes, is it close to a trade hour or is it on a trade hour? Have I passed the trap zone? Have I passed the sustained pressure zone? If so, matching a trade hour as well, that is going to be a bingo trade. Very low risk to a massive gain, both as an intraday and if you want to follow all the way to the next trading day. You can just wave all about within the week until the next day. From like Monday all the way into Thursday, Friday, from Tuesday all the way into Friday. You just wave it about going into the next trade day. Right, have a good week. I'll do another video on preparing for next week today, and I'm also going to do some indicator videos one by one, so you get a clarification on how to use them.